Vision is nothing without the ability to make things happen and get things done, and Ron has that unique combination of both.
He's always thinking 10 steps ahead, and so when there's a roadblock that's put in front of him, he always finds a way to get past it.
He gets so excited about us accomplishing things together, and he does it with such empathy for the people involved in the room.
He is a very complex thinker. He is just one of the most compassionate guys that I've ever come across.
People always talk about his vision, but I don't think they give Ron credit for his work ethic. How he was persistent, wouldn't take no.
He's never deterred.
With Ron, deal making ultimately begins with his belief in transparency and his belief in inclusion.
He also has this unique, really amazing skill to understand what political leaders want, what business leaders want, what agency leaders want, and all we have hugely different agendas.
Our city is a better place because of the deals that he's made.
Ron is extraordinarily sharp, incredible intellect, an extraordinary sense of humor.
Everything about Ron Kimble starts with his deep understanding of our community and our region.
I think his real vision is you don't do things alone, you don't do things at the expense of others, that you work collaboratively to find solutions to really difficult projects.
He likes to work with people, not against people.
He slowed me down and told me to always think about being a collaborative agent.
There isn't a false bone in his body. He is the naturally authentic person we all should want to be.
The hardest way is always to get everybody to be satisfied at the end, and Ron's just amazing at doing that. And we won't injure people as we're trying to get to the success.
He knows that a good collaboration this time and a good partnership this time will result in an even better partnership on the next project we work on, and that's really important for me.
He remembers things about people. He cares that outcomes are great for them as much as the outcomes or edifices are great themselves.
You can look anywhere across the city of Charlotte and see really Ron's fingerprints on a lot of projects.
The BB&T Ballpark, or the NASCAR Hall of Fame, or the Levine Arts Centers. Ron quietly makes those things happen.
So he brings innately to the table a sense of not only what can work or should work, but what must work to make Charlotte and Mecklenburg County and our region great.
And he had a laser focus on, this is my city and I would like to make it better.
I would say that Ron is one of the kindest people that I know, and he treats everybody like they're his best friend.
I can tell you not one time working with Ron, he used the word I or me. It was always the city, this community, economic development, and jobs.
I view Ron as the consummate optimist. He is extraordinarily positive.
He is the eternal connector of people. So he defines himself by relationships, and in fact, that's how he lives his life.
He's also helped give me courage to take on things that are beyond kind of my scope of work.
I think Ron Kimble will be viewed as one of the real defining makers of our history in our community.
We look to him for leadership.
Ron Kimble has changed my life in many ways. He's an inspiration to me. He's an outstanding listener. He's made me a better listener. He is brave.
I had a tremendous respect for him, and it was a pleasure to work with someone who's a true visionary for our community.
His legacy will live on in this community for generations.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the Center City Vision Award recipient to Ron Kimble, our superstar. It's mighty lonely up here now.
I think it's evident right now why Marcus Jones was the right man for the next city manager of Charlotte. He is a true champion. Marcus, thank you for trusting me to come back to work with you, for you, and work for this great city. Marcus is going to lead this city well, and I'm so proud to be on his team. So thank you very much, Marcus Jones. Wow, the folks in the video, it's my honor to work with all of you because I've learned so much from them and so much from so many of you in this room. Kathy Bassant, she just leads. She delivers. She succeeds. I just admire so much what she does for our community and love to ride her coattails. James Mitchell, I get my enthusiasm and my optimism, my energy from guys like him because I can't keep up with him. He's got so much energy. He's never down. He's never sad. James is a leader because of his enthusiasm and his cheerleading for our city. Dina Diorio has joined economic development initiatives in the last many years, and we've really become teammates, city, county, schools, Center City Partners, Chamber, CRVA, all those great organizations. Dina, thanks for coming on strong in the economic development world with us. Tom Murray, you might not want to believe everything Tom Murray said. He's still under anesthesia from his second knee replacement surgery that he just had 4 weeks ago. But Tom is a strategist with me, with our city council, with our hospitality and tourism industry, with Center City Partners on building this community from a hospitality and tourism standpoint, and he's one of my best friends. And Walter Price, he brings a lot of prospects to town. He brings some of the partners to the table. He counsels them. He tells them what's going to work in this city and county, what's not going to work in this city and county. How do you work with us? And they trust him, and we trust him, and we end up with better deals because of people like Walter Price. So it's my honor to work with those kinds of people, and there are so many of those kinds of people in this room here tonight. It's an esteemed award. It's hard to believe or even fathom that anyone or any organization would think that I belong in the group of past Vision Award winners for Center City Partners, because there are so many great leaders in this community. The award means a lot because it's from Center City Partners. They have been at the forefront of so many initiatives, so many projects, so many successes for our city over the last 40, 50, 60 years. It's hard to count all of those successes. It's a strong staff led by Michael Smith that I have the opportunity and the joy to work with almost on a daily basis. And we touch so many different things with that staff, and they're so talented and great expertise. A strong board all the time, diverse board, a great board. And it's extra special that this award is today because of my friendship with Pat Riley, the current chair of the board of Center City Partners. But it's the board as a whole that is strong, with strong leadership. They recognize the need to have a strong, a vibrant, a growing Center City, but they also recognize that we have to have a caring Center City, and we've heard a lot about that tonight. And we will get better, we will get stronger as a result of that care and that concern and that creating opportunity for all. And they use a model here at Center City that's so simple in its design, but it's also so very inclusive and effective in its execution. It's convene and collaborate, then analyze, make a plan, and solve, and then it's implement and celebrate. And they do that time and time again. Convene and collaborate, analyze, make a plan, and solve, implement, and celebrate. They've led 10-year plans for this community for the last 40, 50, 60 years. Plans that are meaningful, plans that have to be executed, and plans that have to deliver. They're doing it now in lots of ways. You've heard about many of those tonight. The North Tryon Vision Plan, the Stonewall Collaborative, sports, arts, tourism, and entertainment, and the partners that we have in all of those particular fields and industries and those opportunities and those nonprofits. Open space and parks, look at how far we've come in Center City, Charlotte, and Center City, Mecklenburg County. Rail trail, connectivity, bicycles, we've talked about those tonight, transit, parking, pedestrians, all of them shepherded quite expertly by Center City partners in concert and collaboration with many others. Special events, festivals, parades, and programming, second to none. Now, what are we in the top 5 in the nation for a Thanksgiving Day parade in this community? Center City Partners is leading the way and doing it well. Innovation, entrepreneurship, talking about things like Envision Charlotte that we're celebrating here tonight. Not just expansion and growth to the south of downtown, uptown, Center City, but expansion and growth to the north in the North End Smart District, something that came out of the Center City plan. To the west, to Johnson C. Smith University, and ultimately to the eastern part of our community. And now realizing the need to address critical issues like affordable housing, gentrification of the neighborhoods in and around our downtown area, homelessness, economic opportunity for all, and good jobs for all. And we will do it the way that Center City Partners does it year in and year out. Last year's winner, Michael Marsicano, is a tough act to follow. He's so good that he can even get away with standing in front of 1,000 people and say, "I do my best strategic thinking when I'm in the shower." Well, Michael, most of us do some critical and strategic thinking in the shower, but I also know that you and I believe that great strategic thinking is done when we can feed off the energy of many of the 1,000 people in this room who represent companies, nonprofits, government, and academic institutions that Center City taps into every day to solve critical issues in our community. And that is the real value of this organization. It brings us together to build a better Charlotte, a better Mecklenburg County, a better region, and yes, a better state of North Carolina by focusing on building the greatest center city in America. I need to thank a few more people because they could be standing up here instead of me and maybe should be standing up here instead of me. The City of Charlotte government organization that I've had the pleasure to work with for 17 great years. The staff that is second to none, many of them here tonight that I've had the extreme pleasure of working with and just feeding off of their talent and their energy and their expertise and the ideas that they bring forward each and every day. And our elected officials, some of the strongest in the country, have to make some of the most difficult decisions anywhere. I've had the pleasure of working over 17 years in Charlotte with great, great elected officials that we must continue to work in partnership with at the city staff level and the city council level, and we will. We've got great people at both levels in our city, and I've had the great joy to experience that for 17 years. My blood family, Jan and Jamie and I moved to North Carolina 34 years ago. We did it on our own. All of our relatives are back in the Midwest, and they've been so supportive of us over those 34 years. And my father, who wanted to be here tonight, to be here with me, he'll celebrate his 90th birthday on August 4th this year. He's had 2 major heart attacks in his life, one at age 50 and one at age 79, both of which might have killed him, but he survived. His heart doctor said he shouldn't make the trip here tonight. But believe me, he's here with me in spirit, and he's guiding me now, and he's loving me now. And he lost his wife of 69 years over Thanksgiving this past year, my mother, and she's in heaven with our daughter Jamie watching now. I also need to thank my wife Jan. the strongest person I know, and the person that I've had the pleasure of being with for 37 wonderful and great years. The tragedy that we both experienced, the nightmare that no one would ever want to experience, the loss of a child in a tragic way. A very loving, a very thoughtful, a very generous, a very caring, a very passionate, a very compassionate woman, one of the most passionate, compassionate women I know, my wife Jan, my daughter Jamie, the two loves of my life. Three women a day die in America as a result of a domestic violence act. A woman is assaulted every 9 minutes in America. It's an epidemic. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. And we are on that course. We are on that journey to try and make a difference in the area of domestic violence and intimate partner violence. Our daughter can't be brought back to this earthly world, but she can live on, her memory can live on, and we will make a difference wherever we travel, wherever we go, to try and talk about the menace that is known as domestic violence and intimate partner violence. Please join us on that journey. Please know that it's a journey that is long. We're but a pebble in the ocean, but if we don't start now, we never will start. I love this city. We love this city. It's our city until we die. Our daughter's buried here. Charlotte is our home. And we have plenty more hours, plenty more days, plenty more weeks, plenty more months and years to give to this great city. And this award spurs us on, all of us on, to do great things for this city that we love, Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you very much for this award. I'm humbled, I'm honored, and God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for a great evening. Please remember to take everything with you as you leave, and have a great night.
Tired of sitting all night. So before we go home, I need everybody on their feet right now. Everybody. I hope you know when I say it, love and happiness. Something that'll make you do wrong and make you do right. Love and happiness. Wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, talking about, oh, she can make it right. Happiness is when you feel good about somebody.